G'day and welcome to Bums on the Bench. My name is Jacko, and with me, I have two guests,
One inside you is a guest.
and the other is a wolf. Is that what we're going for?
Not at all, but we'll go for it. You're both guests.
One is a man who's decided to revolutionize podcast marketing by advertising to Bumble dates, and the other is a man who isn't allowed on Bumble because he's in a relationship.
I don't want to turn around right now.
Josh and Andy. And Renee's in the kitchen looking
Ominously at
Am
Andy.
I going to get poisoned again?
Listen, she is cooking dinner for us as we speak. Shout out to Renee, by the way.
Shout out Renee. Chef Renee.
But yeah, no, if she poisons your food, I won't be surprised.
Neither.
Or will I perform CPR?
Huh? State of origin.
Oh, you're having a crack at it today, Jack.
I'm not doing well. I'm not doing real well.
All right. I'll take over from here. So, boys. It's all right.
I have an
Andy, you
I
can
know
take
you're gonna.
over there.
No, I know you're gonna talk about Origin. I'm just.
I have an
like, you
activity. I bought an activity.
I thought it was all about Origin.
We can do one or the other. Probably both. What do you want to start with? Origin or
Start
the
with
activity?
Origin.
Okay.
We'll
Let's rip the Band-Aid off, please, because it's painful
The
to
Andy
talk
knows
about.
what's up. That fucking sucked.
That was hard to watch.
It's
Well-
not a good time.
But I don't know what happened to us. Like, at the start, we were shit. We finished shit.
This
And-
is how bad it was. There was, in the multiple group chats we are all in with our friendship group as this one, and then all the other ones we've been in over the years, there was one message sent the whole night, and that was Andy going, "There's no way we're this fucking shit."
Yep.
That was
That was
every
it.
message sent that night between our group of friends.
No,
And that
no,
was
no,
set in
no,
the first 10 minutes after the
Yeah.
second try. It was just it was rough.
My big takeaway from all of Origin was how the fuck did we just keep falling over? Every time there seemed to be a line break, it was either because Teddy or Crichton or Tommy was laying on the ground in the defensive line. I reckon Crichton fell over at least 6 or 7 times.
Teddy fell over at 2 very critical times.
Yeah,
Yep.
especially when that final try at the last couple of minutes.
Ugh.
I felt so like watching that replay, man. He just took
He
his
didn't even try.
took his legs out.
It's just, it was hard to watch. Like, it really was, as both a Chooks fan and as a New South Wales fan.
Yeah, because it's your fucking fault.
it was James's fault.
It's your
I've
fault.
been the most critical of him for the past week at work. Everyone's just like, "What? You think he should be dropped on that? Abso-fucking-lutely. Drop him. Pick Edwards."
Agreed.
As you know, I was mentioning this last week.
As a
and
Queenslander, Josh,
as a
go on.
Queenslander, yeah.
well,
up
you
the
are wearing
Dolphins.
maroon.
Yeah, let's go, boys. I can actually be a winner for once. I truly just believe that Brad Fittler just picked the biggest team of superstars, and there was nothing in it. They were not a cohesive team of anything working together, make set plays. Each individual footballer was their own night, and you could tell that was the only thing on their minds.
Yeah, you pick 13 Zach Lomaxes. You get what you get.
No, deconstruct it properly. Liam Martin had a blinder. He came on 20-something minutes in, scored the first try, and was absolutely dynamic and just hit everyone.
Liam Martin had a good game. I also do want to keep it balanced, fair and balanced. It's not hard to be a second rower and have a good game.
No, I understand that.
It's
But-
a remarkably simple position on the football field. You go that way.
However, he did exactly what Coach Blocker said. He ran hard and he fucking scored tries.
Yes.
Who would have guessed that Blocker's wonderful advice once again is actually the thing that you need?
I know, right?
Who would have guessed that a solid, strong defense holding them off from scoring, but then also scoring yourself means you win?
It's just
I
an
know.
absolute country psycho on the field.
But
The only one who did well.
He led with his head. He just dived in. He didn't give a shit about his body and some of the tackles he made, though. if you
Dude,
think
what was
about
that bloody tackle he went in with his head on their try line that nearly took that poor fella out?
it. It was worth
Oh
it.
my God, it was wonderful.
If Teddy had that commitment, fucking Cobbo wouldn't have got his second try.
Oh, dude, yes. Let's not stick too long on Teddy because he's one of
No,
17.
he's the one who deserves the most criticism.
He does.
He's been shit at NRL level and he still got picked because he's the captain. And I was like, yeah, no, I get that. But now I'm like, no, drop.
Unfortunately.
You did even say last week yourself, Dylan Edwards is showing prime form.
Yeah, and if you were that convinced on fucking synergy,
Yeah.
fucking Edwards should have been starting. Not that that matters anymore.
I agree, Andy.
Not that that matters anymore because the synergistic halfback's now gone for the whole series.
And anyway, the fucking synergy's bullshit anyway.
Because they suck.
We'd lost anyway.
You could pick 13 Panthers and they'd still lose. They just suck. Like Queensland New South Wales don't get Origin. It's the meme of the Origin series this year is we don't get Origin because we don't.
Well, what do you mean? We made a random New Jersey with heaps of sponsors on it. Why isn't this working?
I hated the New Jersey.
Yeah, the New Jersey sucks.
What the fuck
We're
are they
sky
thinking?
blue.
Like, we're not dark blue here.
No, we're sky blue. It's meant to remind us of happy times, summer. Not pain, misery, and defeat.
Why did they decide to make the change?
Oh, I don't fucking care. Don't.
They've
do it again.
already said that they're going back to sky blue next year. It's already come. Don't worry, they've already fixed that problem. They went. Oh, we can either admit we're shit at football, or the dark blue jersey was the biggest dummy that has ever been thrown in the sport because that's what we all cared about, and didn't look at the lineup and went, well, that's not going to work.
I don't think I met one person that had a positive opinion about that
doesn't
jersey.
It doesn't look right. Have the dark blue shorts, but the jersey needs to be sky.
Yep.
Sky blue.
Agreed. Who else had a shit game? I think Tommy Turbo's out.
No, he's playing this weekend.
Yeah, I think he
Out
should be
from
out of
Origin.
rep. Yeah,
No,
he's
I
done.
don't think he should be. I think both him and Adokar are getting a bad rap because Luai and Cleary decided to continuously run down Stephen Crichton and Toto's side. If you look at every fucking attacking play that they did, where did they run to? They ran to Stephen Crichton and Brian Toto.
Too much synergy, some would say.
Too much. And
Too much.
and there was points when they were down when they went down the right hand side. Tyson Frizzell nearly went in. Teddy, if he'd have passed the fucking ball two times at one point, Adokar's away. You know what I mean?
Adokar is fantastic.
He is lightning quick. He did that to us twice on the weekend when the Chooks played him.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
He never
is
got beat
lightning
by
quick.
him.
I just don't understand why when you say, and it happens every time with Adokar. Every time he's picked, they never run down his side and attack. It's like, why aren't you fucking doing that? He's the quickest man in the fucking comp.
Yeah, let the man run.
Let the man run. Give him some space to run. He'll blitz them away. No one will catch him.
So I guess for this, then the rest of the Origin chat is Nathan Cleary went off injured in the Dragons game.
Hell yeah.
Didn't help you.
I have opinions on that, so let's not go there.
We will talk about the actual NRL soon. Let's wrap up Origin. Nathan Cleary's out for game 2, possibly game 3.
No, he's out. He's out for 6 weeks.
He's out for 6 weeks.
It's confirmed.
So then, I guess
That
the
means
next question to ask you fellas
Is who's
is
halfback?
not even just who's halfback. What do we think Fittler's going to do for the changes? Who's in?
Well,
who's out? What are we doing?
I think we can start the bat. If Latrell's fit, Latrell's playing.
Yes.
Fullback or centre?
No.
Oh, he's centre.
He has to be center. I don't know why everyone's like, oh, Latrell should be the fullback. No, Prick should be the center. He's
Agreed.
great at center.
He's
One-
fantastic at everything he does in centre.
One of the best centres the game has ever seen.
And he's playing fullback for the Rabbits. But that
refuses to play centre.
he should be center.
Agreed. I agree with that.
If Tommy's fit, Tommy's the other center.
Yep.
I
good.
don't think Tommy should be dropped. Tommy had an okay game with the opportunity he had. Because there was the point where he ran to the other side of the field down the left-hand side. And what do you know? They scored a try off Tommy getting his ass there. You know what I mean? So Tommy's okay to stay. Fullback's the one that I want to contend. I think James gets dropped and you pick Dylan Edwards.
Okay, follow on from that. Who gets captaincy?
Don't care.
Sweet.
Don't give a shit. You could give a captain to any of them. But Nico Hines is 7.
Nico Hines is 7. Do you change it? We'll get to you as well, man. Do you change the 6th?
I'm tempted to.
Yep.
I can't give you a definitive answer because everything that's going around is everyone's like, why don't you pick Adam Reynolds and then you pick Cody Walker? No, don't. They both sucked at Origin level the one time they played together, and they haven't played together for 2 years.
Yep.
Like,
What about your forward pack?
Tavita Pangas plays last game.
Yeah.
I don't think he should get picked again. I think Junior Paulo starts, and you put. I've got to pick Angus Crichton. I have to pick Angus Crichton. It doesn't matter what jersey he wears. He plays with his heart on his sleeve.
He does. You're going to call Matangi and Aloye have also been discussed.
I don't pick Alloy.
What about Chloe Matangi?
I'm tempted.
So
Tempted.
Would you put Chloe Matangi straight on?
No,
or would
I'd
you
have him on the
st-
bench. I'd have him on the bench.
And that's when you bring Junior Paulo in to be a starting player instead?
Junior Paulo's in the starting lineup. Junior Paulo's. He's one of those players that is just like, he's so dynamic and he's so versatile for his size. Motherfucker has a passing game.
Yeah, and a bit of footwork too. When
Exactly.
He gets
Like
he's
him
scary.
him and Payne Haas should be the starting forwards.
Yep. Was everyone happy with Payne Haas?
Yeah, Payne
it's
Haas
good.
did his
Play well.
job. I think Coruscant's done enough to keep his role.
Are you keeping
Coruscant-
Luai in too?
That's the hardest.
That's
one.
the one I can't give you a definitive answer on. I can't give you a definitive on Luai. Because Luai did play well, all things considered. He only had moments where he went into his shell.
Yeah, he did a very okay job at 6.
He did an okay job at 6. My contentious point is Hines has to move into the starting side, and you have to put Damien Cook either on the bench or he starts and Coruscant's on the bench. You need 2 hookers.
Okay.
Joshy?
It worked for Queensland, didn't it?
Yeah, it worked brilliantly. And Ben Hunt, in usual Ben Hunt origin fashion, devastating when he was on the field.
He was devastating at wing at one point too.
Yeah. When
When they had to move him out there.
He was out on the wing
it was
at one
good to watch,
point.
I told you HIs were going to play a part in this. I don't think none of my sacrifices were used, but they did play a part.
They did play a part. You are correct.
They did play a part. Josh, run us through your team changes moving
So
forward.
my big one, like I had him on my origin team. I agree with Andy. Damien Cook needs to come in. I don't care if he starts in on the bench or not. He just needs to be a part of the team.
You can't have an 80-minute hooker at Origin. You need to do a rotating hooker roster. It needs to be happening.
He's proven time and time again. You got the Rabbits attack, pairs well with Latrell. You know, I think there is enough of a determinant factor here to prove that he solidifies his spot.
And he comes on when Cameron Murray. If you start Cameron Murray on the bench, he starts on the bench. If Cameron Murray's starting, you start Damien Cook.
And I see it works out well. You can have an interchange system between both. I think it's quite well, especially you put Cameron Money out at lock as well.
That's what I'm thinking.
And
I
you
think
have a rotating roster of what Yo coming towards the second row instead.
I think Yo gets dropped.
Yeah?
That's a big call because he did okay.
I think when he touched the ball and was his play, he was shocking. Because there was numerous times where the 3 times they went out the back, down Tommy's way, he passed it behind Tommy. Every time.
The passing game I did notice was off a bit. I was kind of attributing that to the 80-minute hooker rule more than anything else.
No, I think the passes out of first and second receiver were kind of shocking.
Were shocking.
Around the ruck as well. Like, I think Yo, like, I understand why he's there. If you got to have him in the side, start him on the bench. Don't have him in the starting sign-up. Put Cameron Murray at lock. Don't have Murray out on an edge.
Also, me and Dusk as well. If you're going to then, because I'm just thinking back to Cleary being out now, and then you're saying bring Nico Hines in, that position that's been freed up with Nico Hines now.
That's Cook or Coruscant.
You reckon that's Cook?
That's Cook or Coruscant. That's the selection pick.
But Coruscant already has his own spot.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're starting Cook, then Coruscant takes it. If Coruscant's starting, Cook takes it. I don't care who it is. One of them on the bench, the other in the starting lineup.
And then have those two as a swap.
Exactly. Like, it doesn't matter who it is. People are also floating around the idea of Adam Reynolds coming in at 7 because it's at Suncorp. Mitchell Moses coming in at 7. Both of them have a similar style to Cleary. I get that. Which is why I'm thinking if you're going to drop Luai, you've got to bring in one of those two. But you don't bring Cody Walker in. I don't care if he's the form 5'8" for New South Wales right now. He sucks at Origin level. And the moment he goes back into his shell, we don't win. We don't win. We cannot win with him playing.
So you could see more of probably a synergistic. I hate using that word now. It's funny though.
Say combination.
Man, I've been at the office all day. I could see like a Reynolds Nico Hines kind of thing working where Nico Hines runs the ball more, takes it out towards the left, and you have more of the plays being centered in around Reynolds trying to get out towards the centers.
Yeah, I can see Reynolds taking that general role and sort of guiding the team. He also has the kicking game that we're going to be lacking in without Cleary.
God, he would bring it.
And it's the same with Moses. I know Moses he played with a broken back in the last game. We can't really, use that as a litmus test. But he did
Exactly.
pretty well with a broken back, you know what I mean?
He did. He played so well with a broken back, they had to tell us he had a broken back from the second hit up of the game. Like, everyone was like, he did okay. He was a bit quiet. They're like, yeah, fractured vertebra. And you're like, oh, fair.
Yeah, fair enough.
Fair enough. Look, everything that you guys have said is the intelligent options to pick.
Go with your heart, Jack.
Well, this is where I'm going, right? So, Nicho Hines is the general. Those Sharks play around him so well. We are looking for a half who has a little bit of kicking, because Nicho can kick fine. We're looking for a running half. Now, the best
And that's
one,
him in spades, baby.
well, that's Whiten, right? But he's not rep footing. Who is another halfback who is in form the last few weeks, who is a well-renowned running half? No, think lower. There is, yes.
Oh, no.
Yes.
You're not thinking
yes,
Brooks.
Yes, I am. There
we're
is.
thinking Brooks.
There is a running half who is in form, who will not get in the way of Nicho Hines taking the ropes for the team, who, on his day, is a very effective big body running half.
So you want players who are fine not being the superstars and they actually can just
Yes.
fall into line.
It is crazy.
That's thinking with your head, Jack.
This is, now,
This hurts my brain, but it
It's-
sort of makes sense.
it's not crazy.
I don't want that. I just don't.
No.
I don't want a West Tigers player.
But
I mean,
But
At
we've got
7.
Coruscant, but he's
At
a
seven.
He's a
At
panther.
7.
No. Brooks at 6. Nicho at 7.
See, okay. I like the idea of Nico at 7. There's just one drawback, and I think it was Gordon that talked me out of it, of all people. Gordon Tallis.
So a Queenslander.
Yeah, but he actually brought up a very good point. Last year when the Sharks were coming up to the finals, what happened to them? They sort of faded and Nico went back into his shell.
Yes.
And we can't afford to have a half fade and go into his shell when he starts getting beat. Because there's going to be a point where Queensland get ahead of us.
But
It's Suncorp. It's
is
going to
that-
happen.
Was that because he's a little bit green? Like,
That's what I'm going with.
is it a little bit of nerves, get a little bit under. Like, it's same they were saying about Reece Walsh. They were saying
I
it's such a
get that.
gamble on him, especially with the first couple of years. He didn't end up doing it. But coming back, having a bit more experience under your belt, it's new
Yep.
season, freshness.
Winning a Dally M, having another
the
6 months of footy.
Having the first game, it's one and done. Like, you've played your first game of Origin and you've been on the field, you've done what you got to do. I
Speaking
think
of which, he did a fucking solid tackle at one point
Fuck
where he tackled one person, seen them pass the ball, so he jumped to the other guy. and
now that's
tackled.
how you fucking tackle.
Yeah.
But I think because of that, he would be able to center his head a little bit better for game 2 and would maybe be a bit more advantageous.
I get that. I think I'm talking myself into Reynolds, to be honest. I really think I am. I think Nico's 6, Reynolds 7.
Also very acceptable. The only take back I have against that is you have 2 brilliant generals. One of them is, at some point, and it would be Nicho because he's the 6, is underutilized.
I don't see that because Nico's game, it sort of gravitates more to 6 than 7. I know he plays 7 for the Sharks. I know that. But Nico coming through to Storm was always like the 6 or the 1, or he come into the centers or something, and that was sort of his role. He can play it really well, and he knows when to explode. The benefit of him playing 6 is it's not all on him. He can just come in, pop up, and do something. Whereas 7, they sort of need to be on from the moment the ball's kicked.
Adam Reynolds is the most experienced.
I think it should be Reynolds. I think it should be Reynolds and Hines, and it does mean Luai gets dropped.
That's okay, though. Luai's...
I don't like that because Luai did do well.
But Fittler needs to take risks. Now, his career for doing coaching is on the line at the moment, and he's proven that with his first safe pick, it wasn't the choice.
Yeah.
It was.
So
Wasn't. I
why
get that.
not take a risk now?
And
I mean, it's
Reynolds and Hines is a risk. Moses and Hines is also a good pairing.
Moses and Hines is a risk too.
Oh, yeah.
The lowest risk.
I think anyone's
Reynolds
a
and-
pick at this point. I think any risk.
Oh, yeah, that's
With
why I'm
whoever
saying
they
go
pick.
bold. Fucking Hines and
Yes.
Brooks.
I don't
see,
think
just
that's
see
the
what
pick.
happens.
Jack, you were talking me into it. You're talking me out of it again.
Oh, I'll talk you more into it.
Yep.
Please. I think it'd
All
be
right, I'm back on.
Yeah,
Let's
back
go.
on, back in. In regards to the rest of the pack that I would change, centres should be centres. So Latrell, centre, yes. I think he should come back in. Tommy, yeah, can stay. Because there's not an applicable replacement.
And also, can you give me a reason why Tommy should be out besides he got taken off HIA?
No,
Because
I can't.
they didn't go down his side, and when they did, he looked good, and it fell apart. Like the Frizzell try, for fuck's sake, that was a try.
Oh, yeah.
There was
100%
no
a
way
try.
that ball did not touch the fucking ground.
Everybody could see it. Forward pack, same as what you said.
I think you've got to start Haas and Paulo.
Yep. Just your big hitters.
And I think Liam Martin needs to start.
Lee Martin was fantastic.
I think Hudson Young needs to not be picked.
I don't think...
I don't think he did enough. I think Liam Martin was more explosive.
I don't think he will be in the starting lineup. I think he'll still be in the squad.
He could play 18, but I don't think he should be starting.
I don't think he'll be starting. Teddy, I would drop for Edwards as well.
It's not going to happen. I think it's the right call, but it's not going to happen.
Yep. Captaincy, I do have a solid pick on who should inherit the captaincy if it's not Teddy.
Who?
Adokar.
No, he's so... He doesn't captain the Dogs, and also he's so out of the team, it's not funny.
Yeah.
Like
fair.
it doesn't take long to convince Freddie to not pick Adokar, even though he's probably the best winger in the comp.
Yeah,
That's the hardest thing for me. He's probably like, oh, but I could pick another Penrith player.
you picked all of them.
I don't think it should be Payne Haas.
Payne Haas. He gets into too many fights off the field. There's every year.
Well, that's
Brisbane,
Origin, like,
You know
in a
what?
nutshell.
No, you know who it should be? It's whoever starts lock, whether it's Isaiah Yeo or fucking Cameron Murray. Pick
Cameron
one of
Murray
those
would
two.
be a good
Or
captain.
Cookie. All of them are acceptable, right?
Well, Cameron Murray and Isaiah Yeo are both captains at club level.
Yes.
And the only other one in the squad that's like that is Coruscant, and I wouldn't pick him.
Not yet.
No, Coruscant's not our Origin captain.
Cameron
let's be
Murray
real.
I agree with the most, actually.
Cameron Murray's
Like,
the best pick.
That's hitting... Because I'm looking
Did
at the list
he
now, and
captain
none
Australia?
of the list...
No. Teddy's the captain of Australia.
I reckon Cam Murray's next, though.
Cam Murray should be next. I think Cam Murray should be vice captain at a minimum.
Yep. What did we... Because I know we're getting to the end of our Origin chat before we move on to other things.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do a quick run around Queensland. Because we've spoken a lot about New South Wales, but 2 teams played.
I
They
don't
played
care about the
better.
other team.
They just played better. Like,
They did play better.
They
They're just
ran
better.
around us. They fucking...
They did what Queenslanders do best. They sat on the field, go, Queenslander! And they just, hung in there.
Played fucking good footy.
And Gordon also said that there are certain Origin players out there that when they play, something's going to happen. And they become legends. People like Alfie Langer, Wally Lewis, Kevy Walters to an extent. Cam Munster is pretty much in that argument now of one of the greatest Queenslanders of all time, because every time that prick touches the ball,
Something
magic happens.
He is. I have this argument with my brother all the time. I go, love him or hate him, and it's more often than not hate him. You can't deny that man's electric on the football field. And Luke's always like, no, he's a fucking, you know what.
No,
Luke's
I
like.
agree with Luke, but also he's a fucking good
He's
player.
really good. He's really good.
If I was Nick Politis, I'd be chucking millions at him.
DCE just sits there and does exactly what he needs to do.
Yeah, he lets Cameron Munster work.
Yep, lets Cameron Munster work, and when Cameron Munster's not working, he kicks it exactly where it needs to go. Hammer looked fantastic. Reece Walsh stepped up into the shoes. I don't think anyone can knock Reece Walsh's performance.
And he'll play the rest of the season because Ponga pulled out.
Yep.
Ponga's not playing a single game this year.
And I mean, you got back-to-backs from both Cobbo and Fidel. Like,
Yep.
they both had astronomical games.
The hammer's just great. I hate that Cobbo got that second try. I hate it so much because
I hate
Teddy
both
just
the
needed to
tries.
put in a little bit of effort. Just a little bit more effort, and he probably could have knocked him out.
Dude, his legs got cut from underneath him, and there wasn't even someone in front of him.
It was a joke. Teddy had such a bad game. And can we just move on to what everyone was saying over the weekend?
Which was?
So Roosters beat the Doggies by 1 point, and James
The
scored 2.
Doggies beat you for 78 minutes.
Can you just let me finish? Teddy scored 2 tries, and everyone's like, "See, look, he's so good. He dominated the bull." No, he fucking didn't. They're a bottom 4 team, and they nearly flogged us.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You beat them just by
Just.
again Keary just going, okay, I can kick it from here.
Yeah. He settled it down and it was like play 3.
Yep.
And he kicked the field goal. But
And I tell you what, if Reed Marnie came back from that HIA, game over for you boys.
I don't think.
Game over. They were going to either draw a penalty or hold you out. I think Reed Marnie being off for that last bit of the game gave Keary the space to just sneak one over. Like, I agree with you with Teddy. Yes, he played better on the weekend than he did in Origin because you're not playing against
Queensland.
Like,
We're playing a bottom 4 team.
Yeah. I don't think it was a standout performance.
No, it wasn't. Everyone and Brandy after the game is like, see, this is what I was telling you. This is what Teddy can do. It's like, no. But he still had the same issues in Origin that he had here, which was he doesn't pass the fucking ball.
Yeah.
He has an overlap to his right, and he decides to cut back into the left because he thinks he's quick enough. He's 30-something years old. He's too slow for that shit now.
Agreed. Let's talk about something positive. Josh, we almost won again.
We got ripped off.
We got
No, you didn't.
very
Fuck
close.
the
No, we
ref.
got ripped. They even
What
admitted it.
sort of bullshit was
Klein?
that?
Wasn't it Klein?
No, it was the dude who looks like Nigel
Was
Thornberry.
it Ashley Stevens?
Ashley Stevens.
No,
I thought the only Ashley was Klein.
No, Ashley. Who am I thinking? Someone. Who's the ginger fuck?
Yeah, it's
Nigel Thornberry.
Yeah, it's the one who looks like Nigel Thornberry with the big nose and mustache. It was him.
It was him, and he had the call right. That man.
So it's not the ref's fault. It's the touchy's fault because the touchy was the one who
Fuck
said.
him, because he gave in. He made that call, and then went, "Oh, nah, you're right."
No. So you're giving the ref too much shit here. I know this is shocking coming from me.
Yeah, fuck what?
Yeah,
I've-
this
I've
is
learnt
not what I
a
was
lot-
expecting
I've
from you.
learnt a lot over the last 2 months with referees at work.
Here we go.
Someone's had to go to culture and diversity training more than once.
PNC is his
No.
favorite place to be.
When it comes to that sort of call, especially when it's a potential knock on and stuff, and you've called play on, but the touchy's in your ears like, no, it's forward. It went forward. You have no choice. You need to make the call to change it. Because,
But
no, I'm going to
they
finish.
came out and
No,
they said
I
that
understand that.
it wasn't on his blind side. He had full view.
I understand that. But what I'm saying is when you've got the touchy in your ear screaming at you that, yo, that went forward, you need to call that a knock on.
The worst.
The referee is going to call the knock on because he's worried about the scrutiny that the referees get.
And the worst part is the touchy is normally
Right.
more often than not correct.
That's the thing. If you've got the touchy in your ear screaming and you know that 9 times out of 10 they're correct, you have to change the call.
That-
I understand it screws your boys over.
But man, he had vision.
I
I'm sorry,
understand that.
If you have vision, if you've seen it gone back, you tell the touchy they're wrong.
I understand that, but you've got to understand the touchy is meant to be right in line with it. So
And he
whether you've
wasn't.
got vision on it or not, if the touchy is telling you it's gone forward, you have to call
I
it
want
forward.
the touchy's head.
Yeah.
Okay,
Fuck
so
the touchy.
That's basically all I wanted you to say is take the touchy's head. Don't take the ref in this case.
No, let's take both of them.
I don't care. But at this point, I just didn't want the referee to cop a bit of abuse here when he doesn't deserve it. When I've had to go through 2 months of cultural training about referees.
Let's go.
As a man who is famous for abusing referees, he goes, "Oh, it actually wasn't his fault this time." It's like,
I'll give him that.
All right.
And I know the NRL has come out and said, no, the call was wrong. It should have been this. Fair enough. They're used to that.
Let's
They do it every other week.
Let's talk about the other wrong call of the week then.
Oh,
one
the try.
That one was hard to watch. I
I feel
feel
bad.
so bad for the Tigers. First of all, the poor bastards had the field goal. They were in line and then they fucked it up and got a nice little penalty. What, a minute out from it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and just lost the entire lead with some dumb tackle where... Oh, no, I feel like he fell a little bit.
Yeah.
he fell.
He felt like Teddy fell.
Oh, yeah. And quite frankly, the try against Tigers by Raiders when Brooks got pushed is ridiculous. Come on, man.
Just a lot of...
The
that's-
bunker reviewed that.
That's the problem then. Because the bunker is required to review it, and they should have seen that and called it back.
Yeah, but they did. They said the bunker cleared it, and he went, no, it should not have been cleared. That was the statement that came out today.
Yeah, today. So what I'm saying is, in the heat of the moment, the bunker should have been calling no. And then, the old chicken timing blows the ref. They go up, they see it, and then they call it no try.
The bunker reviewed it.
No, I understand that. That's what I'm saying. Every try is reviewed by the bunker.
Yeah.
So when they call a try on the field and then a couple seconds later you hear the ref blow time off and he puts the TV, that's because the bunker's like, hey, I want to review this properly.
Yeah.
Go to me. But the bunker clearing it, they get 30 seconds to clear it. You know what I mean? They missed quite an important
They
thing.
missed a fucking huge
Yeah, no,
push.
I'm saying
But
it's huge.
they didn't miss it because do you know what the reasoning was?
What?
They said because he slowed down, he was no longer contesting the ball. That's why they cleared it.
Well, that's wrong.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
That's it.
The bunker fucked up.
Well, what's new? When doesn't the bunker fuck up?
Well, sometimes they get it right.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah,
Not this time. bud.
Not this
Not
time.
this
We're
time.
going for blood this day.
We're not allowed to bitch about our own team, so now we're bitching about the Tigers.
Hey man, I got a
Bitching
soft
about-
spot for them. They're
I've got a soft
alright.
spot for the Tigers. I think fucking Brooks is earning an Origin jersey. I've made it very clear that I'm on the bandwagon.
But like, I don't know, you look at every other game.
Andy's so fucking angry at me. Look at
Luke
him.
Brooks does not deserve an Origin jersey,
Luke
for fuck's
Brooks,
sake.
Luke,
the captain,
captain of New South Wales, game 2,
and Australia.
wins at Suncorp.
Man,
Wins
if that happened, my God.
Can you imagine?
I would have the
Tigers.
time of my life.
It would. There would.
I'd become a Tigers fan.
Yeah, I think I'd get a jersey too. It's a good jersey. I'd get the
I
one
do,
with
I
the
fucking
American
love
soldiers on it though.
I love that.
I'd get that one.
The
I was
Anzac
about to, like,
jersey.
Are they still available?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, they're real cheap now too.
Yeah, I can imagine. And then Cowboys. What the fuck's going on with the Cowboys?
Well, they beat the Storm.
That's what I mean. But
They learned
Tigers
how to
beat them
play
by
footy.
Yeah, but only for how long? For how long? Because
For a week.
Tigers smoked them.
No, you know what it was? It was all the Origin players coming back. It's like, hey, we learned how to play footy. Maybe we can try
Yeah.
that.
A lot of people backed up. A lot of people backed up over the weekend. I don't think there was a single player, unless their team had the bye, that didn't play. Cleary
Yeah.
and Luai both played.
Clear play for 18 minutes.
Still played. I gotta give it to him.
It backed up. You know what I mean? Everybody backed up, which you don't often see. You can normally expect one or two people to take, the week off.
Actually, who's replacing Cleary this weekend?
Cogger,
Jack. Oh, maybe the Chooks might beat him then.
because that's who they bought on last week.
Yeah, but he was just on the bench, wasn't he?
Yeah. However, he played fantastically. It's got to be Cogger.
Yeah,
right?
it is Cogger.
Yeah. No, that dude killed it, man. He was everything that fucking Penrith needed.
All I think this week is representative of is not surprising. Like every team bar the Cowboys Storm game. If you're like, yeah, they won, I'm like, I
Yeah.
expect that.
It tracks.
But it also, I'm real happy for him. It's a real good sign of healthiness for the New Zealand Warriors who have been managing their consistency over these weeks. It's something's happened to them this year, but they've pulled out just something that's been lacking from, I guess, being home team now again. But
Yeah.
like that advantage is probably playing so much into them because, man, they haven't performed like this in years.
The
Well,
new coach has been fantastic with him.
I reckon this weekend they're going to spoil Jared Croker's party.
Yeah.
Bit of an ambush down in Canberra.
I reckon. Well, they rested Croker last week to let him play his 300th down in Canberra.
Brilliant gesture, by the way. That's a fantastic little.
See, everyone's 50-50 on it. Some people think it's really good, like me, and then everyone I work with is like, no, it's a fucking stupid reason. Let him play at Campbelltown. It's like, no, let him play at home. Guy's got like what?
So much more to him.
And also, he's only got 3 more games left in him before his leg collapses.
Yeah, he's not. He's always hurt, the poor fella. A 300th game at home where you're like a one club player,
Yeah,
one of the highest point scorers. It's just fucking nice.
It means so much more than playing at
And-
Campbelltown.
Canberra has no fucking fans, so not a single fan was getting up. Yeah, it was all people who go for Parramatta or some shit.
And I mean, like, I know it's not really indicative of Canberra's performance at the moment because Tigers just seem to also been pulling something out of their ass lately.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not good signs for Canberra showing how highly contested the fact that they had a more than likely chance of losing.
I know. And I think they lacked experience in the centres and on the field in general that game.
But also Croker coming back from clearly has shown that something's right.
Yeah, no, well, if you look at where the run started, it was when Croker came back into the side.
Yeah. I didn't expect to see Croker back, if I'm being honest.
No one did.
It's good to see him back though. Like he's an exciting footy player to watch.
And
At like 60 years old, he's still fucking got it.
the stuff he has to do, the fitness he has to maintain to bring his body back into fighting form. Like that man put in the effort.
He deserves the
He
spot.
deserves Canberra 300.
Yeah.
He should be the captain this weekend. He really should. He used to be the Canberra captain. Let him be captain this weekend.
I mean,
Who are they letting captain at the moment?
oh, it's Elliot Whitehead.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anything else about the NRL, or can we move
No,
on?
I've got an activity.
yeah, hit us with it.
So it's not trivia. I want to say it's very trivia adjacent. though.
Lovely.
So I was inspired by sitting in the shed pondering, watching Instagram reels of
How long were you in the shed for?
about 4.5 hours. Someone threw up in there. I have a list of funny athlete names, and I want you to guess what sport they play for.
Hell
This is based off Fanny Schmeller, the German swimming lady.
Out of curiosity, is Tingus Pingus in there?
I haven't scrolled that far, but Tingus Pingus may be in here.
Fair
Well, no,
enough.
he has a normal name, but just the drunk Bostonian didn't know what it was.
I ain't never heard of no Lativia. He was
So-
at the Formula One on the weekend.
Lativia.
No,
Oh,
Tingus Pingus.
Tingus Pingus.
That's right. The entire country of Latvia was in the Formula One.
I ain't
You
never heard
probably
of it.
could. There's like, what, 200,000 of them?
No, that'd fit in a grandstand.
Yeah. So the first one is Cocoa Crisp.
There is zero, like, way of telling.
We're just
What
gonna
sport
we're
that
just
could
gonna
be?
guess.
Yeah, just these
So
are all
wait-
from big American sports.
So are we guessing whether they're real names or not, or just the sport?
just the sport.
So wait, say it again.
Cocoa Crisp.
Okay, Chris Pasping. I'm gonna say NFL.
I'm gonna say NHL.
Baseball. MBL.
Never heard it.
What?
Yep.
No.
Dick Trickle.
Trickle.
Something where. Fuck, this is hard.
I've heard of that name before.
Yep, it's a sport that you're a bit of a fan of.
Is it basketball?
It's
Yeah,
not.
Is it NFL?
No, it's NASCAR. Dick
That's,
Trickle.
that's why.
Yep. We also have God Sham God.
God Sham God.
What?
Yep.
Can I have a hint?
Yeah, can you give us a hint for the sport?
Yeah. He's very tall.
Basketball.
Yeah. This is mainly just about me finding funny names. Like the points don't matter. I want to make that very clear.
Oh, it's like
I
whose
haven't-
line is it anyway?
Yeah, pretty much. Wolfgang Wolf.
These
Soccer.
are terrible nicknames.
Yeah, soccer. They're not nicknames. They're real fucking names.
They're just names.
They're just names,
I
bro.
thought
These
were
aren't
nicknames
nicknames.
No, these
the
are
entire
names.
time.
Yeah, these are real names. Dick Pole.
Dick Pole.
Dick Pole.
Is it spelled P-O-L-L or P-O-L-E?
Pole.
Let's go. Dick Pole sounds like he played.
He's a swimmer.
He played NFL.
He's a baseball. There's a lot of baseball on this
Perfect
list.
name for baseball,
A
though.
lot of baseball on this list. Tommy Gunn.
Is that also baseball?
No, it's Tommy Pistols, the porn star. Tommy Gunn. I'm gonna guess he plays baseball.
Basketball for that one. Only college basketball, though. That's all as far as he went. Fabian Arseman.
Now that one's made up.
No, it's Fabian Arseman.
Baseball.
Basketball.
Soccer.
Can you at least tell us what country then?
They're all
Yeah,
in
right.
America, aren't they?
Well, yeah, maybe. Credence Clearwater Kyoto.
Well, this is an American.
Oh,
is this
American.
NASCAR?
Is he like a revival of the band or?
No, that was the actual band, was the
the
Revival.
Revival
Yeah,
of the
that was the
Revival.
real band.
NASCAR.
No, I think European for some reason.
Dodge. Oh,
Soccer.
European handball.
Soccer, yeah, that's a soccer player. Your Highness Morgan. It's a college sport, so it's only going to be like one of three.
Ultimate frisbee.
Lacrosse.
It's an NCAA sport. Sorry, let me narrow that
What's
down.
Basketball.
NCAA?
It's their like big national
So
college.
you've got
thing.
you've got a choice of basketball, hockey, and football.
Thank you.
What's your choice?
Basketball.
I'm saying basketball.
Football.
Fuck. Oh, this will be good.
Oh yeah, He played for Alabama State. His name is Chief Kicking Stallionisms.
He's a football player.
He's a hockey player.
He's a basketball player, but Chief Kicking Stallionisms.
How is he not the kicker for the Alabama State?
Turns out he broke one of his legs.
Rip.
Ben Gay. Don't even have to guess. I'm just reading them out now at this point. Urban Shocker.
Well, why don't you tell us the sport if we're not guessing?
Oh, baseball. Stubby Clap. Sport, your mum's bedroom. And other sport was baseball.
Thanks, Jack.
Stubby clap.
World Be Free.
Dude,
That's got to be like a soccer mum.
no, that's gonna be tennis because he would never play a contact sport.
Earth, Wind, Moreland.
There's fire.
Avatar, yeah. Guy Wimper.
That basketball.
No, that's pro football. He made it pro. And let's go. We'll do one more
Okay.
for old time's sake. Scroll back up. That's the ads.
You've got us waiting with hushed breath here.
Oh, perfect. Misty Hyman.
Swimmer.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a swimmer.
Let's go.
That was my activity this week. I hope you enjoyed it.
That was funny.
That was
Yeah.
fantastic. Thank you, Jack.
you were welcome.
I think I got 0.
Yeah, you didn't do too well.
No,
Andy got 2.
Damn, Andy, that was pretty good.
I can't believe Tingus Pingus wasn't there.
The Tingus Pingus is not on the list.
You should make him on the list.
Well, Tingus Pingus has done well enough.
Speaking of Tingus Pingus.
Basketball.
Game 2.
I watched game 1.
Game 1 was a joke.
Game
No.
2.
Nuggets ran away with it in game 1, but game 2 they finally decided that to play the Nuggets you just got to contain the Joker by containing everyone else. So basically what they did is they let the big tall guy have free reign,
Yep.
and everyone else had at least 2 people on them when they tried to shoot.
So, what counts as a big, tall guy in
7
basketball?
foot,
Yeah, 7
like
foot.
your center, your big center. That's the big man. Yeah, I know, right? We got to look up.
What the fuck?
Yeah, if you play center, you're considered the big man.
That's terrifying.
I know,
Basketball
right?
terrifies me.
And he's not 7 foot either. He's 7 something.
Yeah,
Like, he's not 7 flat. He's 7 and change.
and he's from Serbia too.
Yes. And game 1, he had, just
He had a
FIFO
fantastic
farming
game.
his way across the fucking...
No, but the
Eight.
problem was they just basically put Bam Adebayo on him, and it just didn't work because he's taller than Bam Adebayo. So what they did was just let him shoot from wherever, and they locked up everyone else. So he scored 41, but the rest of the team didn't score that much.
I like, and I know this is going to sound weird, I really like the Nuggets playoff outfit. The clothes
That was
they
just
wear.
their homes. That was just their home.
It's nice this year. I liked it. I was like, they look fan-fucking-tastic.
I can't remember the Nuggets away gear, but I can't imagine it being good. Heat over home court advantage for the next 2 games.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting what happens there. So I am a very casual basketball fan, but I did watch a good chunk of Game 1's broadcast, and I learned absolute shit tons.
Yeah.
So what I learned about the Joker was essentially that, yes, this isn't a man who you go to 4 points, but he can get the ball to anybody on the court at any time, anywhere. And then watching highlight reels of him just...
He's a point guard in a center's body.
Oh, that man's got talent. Just watching him throw the ball to the right and it ends up in the left-hand pocket for an open 3, mental.
Yeah.
Genuinely mental what that man can do with moving the ball around the court. Like, he's not super fast. He's very, very strong. I don't think he's got anything on that monster from OKC, though.
Which one from OKC?
The dude with long hair and a beard. Like, the absolute giant. The one who, when Jimmy Butler copped a screen from him, Jimmy's like, yeah, I thought I was going to die.
Don't know who you're talking. Oh, Steve Adams.
Yeah.
He doesn't play for OKC. Does
He
he?
used to.
Might have. I think he plays for the Grizzlies now.
He's fucking terrifying, bro.
He is terrifying.
He looks like, what was that wrestler, the great...
the great Carly.
Yeah, he looks like the great Carly.
If he moved like him, it's not that bad. Steve Adams.
Bro, that would be terrifying.
This dude's fucking huge, bro. But yeah, Joker, fantastic at like being the support class on a basketball team. And
Oh, dead. No, it is unreal what he can do. The other thing I wanted to point out too is obviously it's going to Miami for the next 2 games, and then it will go back to Denver for the 5th and potentially final game if it's a 4-1.
Yep.
But I don't think it is. I think it'll go game 7 now. If Miami had lost in this, because it was only 3 points, if they'd have lost that, I think it was a 4-0 sweep.
they've definitely played themselves into some form of contention.
An
Last
8
week-
seed.
Last week when we brought this up, you were straight up, it's going to be a wash,
Yeah, no, I didn't think that
4-0.
because of the way the Heat played in the Celtics series and the fact the Celtics series went to 7, they'd been off for fucking a week at this point. Like, they hadn't played basketball. And they looked like that in game 1. Game 2, they finally they reconfigured their offense, and all of a sudden their defense is like, well, we just don't block Joker. Just let him have free reign. He scored 41 points in game 2, but 4 assists, 5 turnovers, like 3 rebounds. Like, they kept
When normally those numbers are opposite.
Yeah, completely opposite. So, like, doing that really, it's played the Heat back into this series and is going to make it very interesting going forward. I think game 3 is tomorrow our time.
Yeah, normally like 10 a.m. too.
Yeah,
Pretty
it's 10
convenient
a.m.
time to watch.
Very convenient for me because I can watch it while I'm working. And then you've also got the Stanley Cup going on. So you got Stanley Cup basketball.
And Stanley Cup it's Vegas and the Florida Panthers at the
Yeah,
moment.
and Vegas is up 2-0 at the moment.
Because Vegas has been around for 6 years, I think. They're the second newest team in the NHL because you have, is it the Seattle Kraken?
I have no idea.
I think it's the Kraken. I think they're from Seattle. They're a Washington-based team. Washington State.
Yeah.
I'm a bit of a hockey fan.
So why don't you know this?
Well, as I was saying, I think, because I'm also an idiot. There's an interesting interplay going on with my neurons as we speak.
Fair enough.
And this is the second time in 6 years that they've made it to the Stanley Cup playoffs. They've won one.
They've already won?
Oh, I think
No,
they lost that series.
No. Because in game 1 they were saying this is the first time for both Florida and the Vegas to win the Stanley Cup. I got some fun facts about the Stanley Cup, actually.
Yes.
I love fun facts.
Who the hell is Stanley?
He was Lord Stanley of Preston.
I can't believe you fucking knew that.
I was curious the other day. Guess when the trophy was commissioned?
I want to say 1808 or something shit ton early.
It was, well, not that early, but it is very early. It's 1890 something.
Yeah. It's like nearly, 200 years old at this point?
Yeah, it's the oldest trophy you can win in the world.
Yep.
It is one of them. 1892 was the first time you could play for it. So no, commissioned in 1892. The first time it was used in the NHL was 1926.
Yep.
It is not owned by the NHL.
Is it owned by the estate?
No, it's owned by two people, like 2 estates up in Canada, and they allow the NHL to use the trophy, which is kind of incredible. There are 3 versions of the trophy.
Now, this I didn't know.
So you've got the display one that's at the, where is it? I want to read this properly so I don't fuck it up. So you got the Dominion Hockey Challenge Cup, the Authenticated Presentation Cup, and the Spelled Correct Permanent Cup, which is at the Hockey Hall of Fame.
All right, well, it sounds like someone misspelled a couple of things on some of the other cups.
Yeah, that's what the Presentation Cup is. And the Spelled Correctly one is only available when the Presentation Cup is not available. So right now, probably the Stanley Cup is probably at the venues that they're playing at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was interesting that they have 3 cups, and it's the oldest trophy you can win in the world for any professional sport.
Yeah, I knew it was very old because hockey is an incredibly fucking old
Yeah,
sport.
no, I had no idea when I was Googling it the other day because I'd seen they were showing images of it on the game, and I was just like, man, I want to learn the history about this cup. I want to know who Stanley is.
Yeah.
But literally, and then I Googled it. I was like, holy shit. And I was telling Renee about it. And Renee's like, yeah, cool one, Andy.
Yeah, nice. Good new obsession there, big fella.
Yeah, Mandy, that's so fascinating.
Literally, you sound like Renee.
Been practicing.
See, Andy and I can just be in our corner and be Aspergic about this. Be like, that's fucking fascinating, bro. I'm going to think about that for 7 weeks.
Yeah, literally.
What? because hockey is so old. There's been multiple times when the player base has gone on strike
Probably.
for years at a time.
Classic.
Like, I think there was a 4-year period where there was like 6 games of hockey played total because they were just like, yeah, no, we're not doing that for that much money. There's just have a quick Google of NHL player shutdowns. They call them the shutdowns. Some of them went for like over a year, I'm pretty sure, or up to a whole season. So even though it's been around for hundreds of years, there were years where nobody got on the ice to play under the NHL banner.
Well, you know why that fucked up? I typed in NBL, not NHL.
The NBL was our one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's our
That's our
shitty.
basketball.
That's our shitty basketball league. So player shutdowns is just a maneuver they can do on the field, and that's what it's coming up as.
Oh,
So I don't know what
Google it. It's on there. I swear to you.
and then the next thing is NHL will shut down the season due to COVID, which everyone at that time in the world was shutting down their seasons due to COVID.
Yeah, which is pretty fair enough. Does anyone else have any sports-related topics, my friends?
No, I'm pretty sport out this week, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well, let's wrap it up then. Thank you for listening. Shout out to the dude on
Chunky
Twitter
Thunder,
who called us a cunt.
and has demanded that Josh gets a tramp stamp of his name.
I'll do it for you, buddy.
Our social media is at Bums on the Bench everywhere.
Yep.
If you like F1, we have an F1 show called Formula Bums. The original creation of Andy and I. It's not bad.
That's pretty fun.
It's all right.
Yeah, talk about cars and shit.
Do you listen to it?
I'm one of 2,000 people that have listened to it.
I don't.
I
I didn't expect you to.
Yeah. And we will see you next week for some more sport.
don't. Love you.
SPRTS. Sport.
Spurts.